TFNN.com, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the July 7th, 7-7, the terrific Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I do want you to know I am absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this. During the next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on it at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, hey, we've got you covered there too. You can always send me an email. Send it to steve@tfnn.com. And inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, in our Tiger's Den, well, any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we've got all the U.S. indices trading to the upside. We got a sea of green out here, with the exception of the spot volatility, which is what you want to see. You've got the Dow up 246, the S&P 47, NASDAQ 221, Russell's up 42. That's 0.8, 1 1/4, 1 8, and the Russell's leading the charge, 2.5%. Now, the semis are on fire today. They're up 4%, 104.38 is what it's printing at. No, it's up 104 points. What am I talking about? It's printing. Hello, Stevie. Wake up. Wake up and smell the Rhodeses. 25.98 is what it's printing up 104 points. Gold is up $5. Silver's up a nickel. Light sweet crude up 5.21. Natural gas having a big day, up 15%, 85 cents to the upside. It's printed out at 6.36. And the 30-year Treasury is back 1 point, and 11 ticks, trading out at 138.14. Don't worry, I'll eventually get this together. So just as a summary, because we missed I had a little technical difficulty, couldn't do the 1 o'clock update. Let's still go take a look at our 9-panel market update chart, and then we'll go from there. So here, the upper left-hand corner, you've got the ES Mini. What you can see, the ES Mini yesterday closed above the top of its daily profile. Now it's trying to get inside the weekly profile. Of course, that's not as important as where it's trading on Thursday at 1:09 in the afternoon versus where it's trading on Friday. But if we do get it closed tomorrow about 38.87, well, 38.88, that's going to suggest that we should see a run up to the 41.21 to 42.77 level. As long as the spot volatility remains below its 50-day exponential moving average, which it is at the moment, 50 days at 27.83, spot volatility at 26.08. As long as those conditions remain, you should see the ES Mini continue to move higher. The NQ is really headed up to resistance. So the resistance for it, and on the NQ, I've got a couple of different profiles. Depends on whether I use my synthetic symbol, which is what you've got up on your screen right now, whether I use the actual September contract. But here's what we do know. Both of them are correct. And actually, my Ninja Trader, my white background charts, even has a third set of profiles out there. But here's what we do know in looking at this chart. You can see that the last time that the NQ had a rally, where it failed was on June 27th. Well, that was actually the date that it failed. Where it failed was at the bottom of its daily profile, using my synthetic version of the contract. And that's at a price point of about 12,837. That number is going to be off on the September contract, but not by much. So about 12,837.75. That's a number to be watching. If price is able to close above, actually, price is able to close above 12,262, then we might actually have an A to B equals CD to the upside. We'll come back to that in a moment. If you take a look at the U.S. dollar index, strong as a bull. It's above the top of the daily, weekly, monthly profiles. Just wants to go target 109. 109 is a larger A to B equals CD to the upside. If we take a look at Goldilocks, today is going to complete the TD9 count bottom. So far, the low of the pattern is yesterday's low. Let's assume that that still is the case. If price closes below that low, which is 1730.70, that's going to suggest we have a run lower. Otherwise, you could easily see a move up to 1813, 1835. Silver formed its TD9 count yesterday, so it was following bar number 9. It has a new profile today. Price is likely going to target the 1985 level. That's the top of that new profile. Support is at 1899. Light sweet crude is completing a buy the D point, or a Gartley buy pattern. It had the A to B equals CD. You've got the bullish reversal candle today. Price is getting back inside a new profile. It's attempting to form with support at 102.68 and resistance at 112.16. Natural gas is also completing a buy the D point pattern. Now, this is a 5-candle Morningstar candle formation out there. So it's bullish. Price is actually trading above the top of its daily profile. That's a new profile that formed today. And so it is bullish, and it's back on its merry way. We'll go try to figure out where that merry way is by taking a look at my other white background charts. 30-year Treasury yesterday completed a Gartley sell pattern. An A to B equals CD to the upside. It was about a 1 to 1.272. Price got up to the top of the weekly profile. The top of the weekly profile is 141.23. And now the question is, it's dependent on the type of strength or weakness that might be in the 30-year Treasury. If price could hold this level is 138.09. That's the top of the daily profile. If it holds this, then the pattern is somewhat neutral. If price closes below 138.09, then we've got a further retracement. 136.26 would be a target. 135.12 would be a second target. So that's kind of the summary of what's going on out there. And now let's go take a look at the daily NQ charts out here. So let's go switch over to those. When we take a look at these charts, well, one, you're going to see a different set of profiles in the daily time frame over here on the left. The daily profile, my Ninja Trader application, and it's using the same program, same data for the most part. And still generates different numbers. It's just sometimes the way that it is. But 12.037 would be its top, and right now price is trading above that, so it closed above that. Plus what we took a look at on the other charts out there, nothing but bullish activity. And again, you could have an A to B equals CD to the upside. I'm going to jump off the deep end and say you are going to get an A to B equals CD to the upside. The reason I'm saying that is really because of the way Apple's trading. So I'm going to go through these NQ charts, but you can go take a look at Apple, and you tell me whether or not there's going to be an A to B equals CD to the upside. If we take a look at the 5-hour time frame chart out there, no topping pattern in place. There was never a TD9 count top, so this suggests that it wants to head higher. The TD9 count on the 2-hour chart, that was negated almost immediately, or within a couple of hours out there. So this tells us about a strong momentum move to the upside. 60-minute time frame chart, I took out its Rhodes momentum indicator pattern that took place yesterday at 4 o'clock. That was taken out this morning at 11 a.m. Price got above that high. That says it wants to move higher. If we take a look at the 30-minute chart, it formed a TD9 count top, was negated immediately. Now we can't see the price is pulling back. Perhaps price is just simply going to pull back to test support. And that's at the 12.056 level out there. 10-minute chart's got a TD9 count top. That says you could get down to even 12.041. So I say the target to the downside of retracement, 12.041 to the 12.056 level. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We get back to this break. Let's go take a look at Procter Gamble for one of our
of booming inflation, where your purchasing power is eroded, there's no better place to protect your hard-earned money than in gold. Vista Gold's flagship asset is the Mount Todd Gold Project in the Northern Territory of Australia. This is Australia's largest undeveloped gold project. We are talking a world-class gold project in a Tier 1 mining district. This is a large-scale, low-cost project with significant existing infrastructure in a politically safe and friendly mining jurisdiction. Vista Gold just completed the Mount Todd feasibility study, which resulted in a 7 million ounce gold reserve and a 16-year mine life. All of this, combined with the approvals of all major operational as well as environmental permits. This distinguishes Mount Todd as an attractive, de-risk partner, ready development stage gold project. Vista Gold trades on the New York Stock Exchange under the symbol VGZ.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the markets open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. We got a couple questions in the queue. Let's go to those. Hey, Les, you got to increase that font size for me if you can on these emails. I'm just using my little iPhone here, and that is a small little font. But I've blown it up. I'll just try to read this. Hey, Steve, if possible, can you analyze Procter Gamble for me today? I've owned this stock for a long time as a long-term dividend payer, and I'm looking for a good bottom to add to my position. Thankfully, PG has been very stable in down markets out there. So Les says, we've got the charts here for Procter Gamble up on our screen. If we take a look at the monthly time frame chart, you had a nice TD9 count top that took price right back to breakout support of 131.94. So its work to the downside may in fact be done. If we look at the weekly time frame chart out here, I really don't have a whole lot other than to say the price is headed towards the oscillator and change line. That's at 148.16. The price tests and rejects that level. That says that you could head lower out here. Now, the lower inside Procter & Gamble, I would say, would be 136 or 142.50. The daily time frame, let's expand out the chart. So in the case of Procter & Gamble, what we know is that it likes to sing in the key of G. What do you mean there, Stevie? I mean, if we take a look at the top that formed the most recent top in Procter & Gamble, that was on April 21st, 2012. That was wave number 7, letter G on my screen. You'll see 2 of them up there. Now, if we take a look at the bottom that formed out here, now this is the bottom from June 15th. So first, Les, that bottom has already formed. That was with wave number 7. That was letter G. So that's whether we start from the highs out here that took place on January 21st and go all the way down to that low on June 15th, or we can take it from the highs of April 21st down to that low. We get 2 Gs. This likes to sing in the key of G. So now that is just simply a clue for you, Les. I don't see this all the time, but when you do see it, you certainly want to try to pay attention. You want to pay attention to it, period. So now when we take a look at Procter & Gamble, it's already got that bottoming signal out there. It has moved quite a ways up. That was down around the 130 level. We're at 144 as we speak. Now, looks like there might be an A to B equals CD to the upside from the daily time frame. So let's do this here. Let's go switch from these charts. Let's go to my black background charts here. Now let's go see whether we've got a confirmed A to B equals CD at the upside or not. We're going to take a look at the volume. Let's get the Procter & Gamble charts up on our screen out here. Let's expand out the chart. And so the volume that I would be using for my B point is a swing point from June the 24th out there. So let's do this here. Let's actually draw the pattern in. Because whether it's got volume or not, it has passed that B point. And as long as it remains above that level, that's 145.24, and we're slightly below that right now, then we get our A to B equals CD to the upside. So that volume was 19 million shares. We passed that with 6 million shares and another 5 million shares, then another 5 million. So it's not passing it with volume. So what Procter & Gamble has right now, Les, it has formed a brand new bearish structured daily profile. The resistance level is 146.80. The support level is 141.27. So the answer to your question is, where do you buy? It's going to be one of two places. If price is able to take out 146.80, what I mean is a close above that level or two consecutive closes, then it's telling us about this A to B equals CD. The upside takes us to 156, 160, maybe 166 out there. Whereas if price pulls back, you see how this profile is above the prior profile, which was above the prior profile out there. That is a bullish signal. So the gift, at least at this stage of the game, would be Procter & Gamble pulling back to 141.27, preferably with less than 6 million shares. If you get that, then I would say it's time to add to your position inside of Procter & Gamble. So I hope that helps you out, Les. I think it's that new profile that, quite frankly, wasn't even showing up on my other screen. So I'm glad that we came back to this black screen out here. And that's what we've got for PG. So thanks so much for taking the time to write in. Now, as long as I'm on the black background charts here, let's go pull up Apple and see what it's doing. And this way we've got the three-panel view. We've got daily, weekly, and monthly out here. Well, you can see that, boy, this is nice. On a weekly basis, Apple doesn't have resistance till it gets to the 163 to 167 area, bearish structured weekly profile. You're above the top of the daily profile here, so let's expand out the chart. So Apple, right now, I've got it doing approximately 65 to 70 million shares. You've done 36 million as we speak, so it's more leaning towards the 65 million shares. That's just straight line math. Now, the swing point that it's taking on is from June 27. That had 70 million shares. So it's being approached with similar type volume. Not more volume, but we are in the summertime trading where you'd be low volume anyways. Prices past that B point. And so, again, volume or not, you're going to get an A to B equals CD to the upside. But at this stage here, we're pretty close to having the volume that's needed to just simply confirm the A to B equals CD to the upside. Now, we've got the A to B equals CD pattern drawn in here. You can see the 1-to-1 would take us up into 148.22. And as price for Apple gets into that area, it's going to be dealing with a set of swing points or a swing point from June the 1st. That swing point, I'll tell you in a moment here, as I get my little data panel. That swing point, now what was I saying? Where are we, Stevie? Oh, okay, we're taking a look at the swing point up here. So the swing point from June 1st had 74 million shares. I said we're right now on pace, straight line math, to do about 65 million. Don't know what we'll do, but we'll find out at day's end. So price is in essence pushing up towards that swing point. Again, June 1st, the low of which is 147.68. You push in that swing point with volume. That's a beautiful thing out there. And that says we likely expand. We do more than a 1-to-1. We get up to the 152 or 157 level. Remember, there's no weekly resistance till we get to 163.75 and 167.64. Price is back inside the monthly profile out there. So Apple is very bullish out here. I would be very careful in shorting the NASDAQ 100. Now, on an intraday basis, whole different scenario. I'm not here. I mean, we look at intraday charts. And I try to give you the play-by-play. But as we speak right now, this market is signaling to you and I that it wants to move higher. And I think Apple is a nice proof of that. Let's go take a look at Microsoft, see what it's doing out here. These are the two, I believe these are the two top holdings inside the NDX 100. Microsoft right now is also taking on a swing point and the top of its profile that if it can close above, which is 268.30. The price closes above 268.30, and it can do more than 24 million shares. Right now you've done 9.8, so we'll just simply call that 10. So 10 million shares suggests that it's going to do about 19 million shares today. So it doesn't have the same type of volume It's similar. It's got 25 million is at that swing point. Maybe you'll do about 19, but you've got to take out that resistance level. And if we do get a close above, I don't care if it's on light volume or not, if we do get a close above 268.30, then that's going to set up an A to B equals CD to the upside. And that A to B equals CD would look like this. Now, we don't have that confirmation just yet, so prices deal. You got to love the tops and bottoms of these profiles. Why? Gives you and I a competitive advantage. It helps us understand exactly where buyers and sellers are positioning themselves. Doesn't guarantee that buyers or sellers will succeed, but boy, does it provide you with a competitive edge that most other traders don't have? Well, my answer to that question is obviously yes, I do. I'm biased because I use them. That's really not the reason that I'm biased. I'm biased because they work. You and I look at them every day, between 1 and 2, sometimes between 8 and 9 in the morning out there. How would you like to navigate? It's like navigating a sailboat without your sails. I wouldn't do that. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Here we go.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go to our first caller. It's Brent in Martinez, California. Brent, thanks for holding. Thanks for calling. How are you doing this afternoon? This morning, still for you.
Oh, I'm doing great, Steve. And you?
I am doing well. Thanks so much for asking. Rio Tinto, I believe, is what you called about. Ticker symbol there is RIO. Why don't you tell the folks what you're looking at and how I can best help you?
Well, I've been watching a lot of these steel sector stocks and just a bunch in that area, as I'm sure other people have done as well. But I just this one in particular caught my interest because it did actually complete its AB equals CD. So I bought into it a couple of days ago at 56 and change, and But my only hesitation is that some of the other ones that I was looking at hadn't done that, so I didn't know if there might be more downside, and that's the only thing that kind of had me hesitating slightly about it. But I did like the fact that it finished that pattern. On the weekly, I had RMI bottom, so I just wanted you to take a look at it and see what areas going forward now to be watching.
Sure. So we've got Rio Tinto, which I believe there's so many gaps out here. I believe there's currency conversions that are going on this. Otherwise, I'd say, hey, Brent, you got a nice island bottom pattern out there. But I don't really think that's the case. So you do have the A to B equals CD pattern, which you pointed out, and I drew that on the screen for folks that were watching in on Tiger TV. And now what you have is a new daily profile that's forming today. And this is a bearish structured profile. So your level of resistance inside of Rio Tinto is between 60.30 and 61.16. Obviously, you're looking for 61.16 to fail because that would then signal to you at least a change in trend and maybe suggest that price gets back up to retest that June 7th swing point, the C point of the A to B equals CD to the downside. That's what I see when I take a look at the daily time frame. The weekly and monthly show that price is below both of those profiles out there. And I'll switch over to my other charts. And there I don't really have a confirmed pattern. In other words, I don't have a confirmed A to B equals CD because we don't have a bullish reversal candle. We could draw in the same pattern, but still no bullish reversal candle out here to confirm that signal. And if we any questions about the black background chart before I switch over to the other screens? Brent?
No, that's all good, Steve. Thank you.
Okay. Now, what we can say is this is month number 2 below the bottom of its profile. It's early in July. But if price does close below that level, a counter trend move, just so you'd note this on your pad of paper, would take you to 66.86 out there. So just something to put in the background should you remain in this position for a long time. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in the white background chart, see if there's any other signals that Brent and I can garner out of this. So on the monthly time frame, this forms wave number 7. That's letter G. That was the top. Prices now and on the monthly basis, so the B point on a monthly basis was the month that began November 1st, 2021. There was 76 million shares. Last month, you did 69 million shares, but you didn't close below that swing point. If price did close below the low of at the end of the month, below 59.58 with more than 76 million shares, then you'd have your A to B equals CD to the downside. And that would certainly take us to, I would say, at least the 44.11 area. 44.11 is our TD9 count breakout level. Now, on my other screen, I'm just going to try to draw in that A to B equals CD pattern out here. The 1-to-1 would get you down to about 48.30. So 48.30 to 44.41. That's only if we see a close below the level of 59.58. On a weekly basis out here, as we mentioned, no A to B equals CD to the downside pattern. Prices below its TD9 count breakout level of 60.24. So without a bottoming signal here, it's suggesting to you and I it wants to make a run for the 51.69 area or its larger A to B equals CD down pattern out there. Brent, any questions about this weekly or monthly chart before we continue?
No, I don't think so, Steve.
All right. So the daily time frame. New profile, and so we know resistance is in 60.30 to 61.16, and we can add 60.16 to that level. That's that daily red oscillator and change line. So what I would say is that if price can close above 60.16, you're certainly going to have a battle at 61.16 as well. You close above both of those, that's telling us about a change in trend inside of Rio Tinto, and then price should continue to motor on higher out here. So that's what I see. So I understand the A to B equals CD that you bought in the daily time frame. You got the bullish reversal candle out here, which is a gap to the upside. But that concerns me because these gaps out here may be more currency related than they are otherwise. So I don't have anything else that sticks out to me when I take a look at these charts out here. I would ask you this question, Brent, because I don't know the answer to that. And you were mentioning some of the other stocks didn't have those bottoming signals. Is there an actual ETF for the steel side of the marketplace?
I think it might be SLX, something like that.
S like Sam, L like Larry.
Sam, Larry, X.
X like X-ray?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Okay, so let's pull up SLX. I'm going to go over to my I'm going to actually do this here. We're going to change chart. I'm going to go to the black background charts because actually So the interesting, I don't know what Rio Tinto is weighted with inside of this ETF, but in a moment here you'll get to it. Let me just open up the daily. So here, I would say its gaps might be more reliable. But again, I don't know where Rio Tinto fits into the weighting inside of this ETF. This is the steel ETF, SLX out here. But this clearly also, I didn't do that. Just trying to draw in the A to B equals CD pattern. So here, this makes a little bit more than a 1-to-1. But what you do have here, Brent, is you do have what I would say would be an island bottom pattern. But you also have a hammer candle that formed on the trading day of July the 5th out here. The problem with that hammer candle is it was also a gap to the downside. So is it the bearish gap to the downside, or is it the bullish hammer candle that formed out there? I don't really care at this stage, so maybe you do have an island bottom out here. I don't know. But here with regard to this, and you'll want to understand how the sector, the reason that I did this, folks, is, we took a look at one stock with inside this sector here. If you get if you get a bottoming signal with inside the sector, that is a positive. So here you've also got a new profile, and the top of which is 5085. This is a bullish structured profile. The bottom is at 4820. The center is at 4886. A close above 4886 today, Brent, suggests that the sector itself, or the ETF, should make a run for 5085. Does that help you out?
That does. No, that's a good observation.
Perfect. Okay, is there anything else that I can do for you?
I think that's it. No, thanks for bringing that up, because that does tie into that area. And I know they're pretty heavily diversified in other areas, but that's certainly the sector there, at least partially, that they're in. So,
do you know by any chance what the number one steel weighted stock might be inside that? Or have you looked at that? Have you spent any time with that sector? I haven't
realized, no, that is the symbol for it. And there might be like a U.S. Steel or a new core or something like that. So. Yeah.
So BANAC ETF, I wonder if this will give, let me see if I got this. So it looks like the largest weighting is VALE. So maybe this is more currency related here. So in the case, so you've got, and that's got a new profile as well. It was supported at 1437. So Rio is the number 2 stock. That's got 12% in it. So that makes sense when we took a look at what the ETF itself did. So Brent, I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for holding. Much appreciated, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Hey, tomorrow I'm going to do the show at the normal time slot between 1 and 2. So just to let you know, because Brent is good enough to get up early. That would be like 5 in the morning. Must be before 5 in the morning out there. So Brent, thanks for the call. I hope you have a fantastic Thursday, great weekend, and we'll look forward to speaking to you again soon, I hope.
All right, thank you very much, Steve. Have a great day.
You bet. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. So we got the ticker symbol INMB up on our screen out here. We got the 3-panel set of charts. That is Immune Bio, and this is for Dan inside the Tiger Zen. Dan is long this and says he's a bit concerned, I believe, in considering because of this move that it's had, which has been a really nice explosive move, considering taking some profits off. So I'm not going to suggest that you don't do that, but what I will do is analyze the chart for you and tell you what it's communicating to us at this stage here. First of all, this formed an A to B equals CD to the upside. And it also formed bar number 9 of a TD9 count, and it does that on June the 30th. That TD9 count, Dan, as you can tell, led to a sideways move for 4 trading sessions. So that alone, not being able to close above that, could have been or should have been a reason to get the sphincter muscle to tighten just a tad. But because price has been and is above that green oscillator and change line, tells you about strong momentum move to the upside. Then what takes place yesterday? You get a shooting star candle that confirms the A to B equals CD pattern. So Dan, in the case of the daily time frame for INMB, gets a sell the D point pattern. That sell the D point pattern never even negated the TD9 count because price did not close above the high. So there were 2 real reasons for Dan to consider closing his trade out. However, the one reason to consider holding it was price was above that green oscillator and change line. Dan, I believe, is still in that trade, and today's action is negating both of those signals. Price is taking out the TD9 count top. Price is traded above yesterday's shooting star candle. On a daily basis, there no longer is a topping pattern. And that says that price wants to move higher. That next higher price level, or the likely target, is 1120. 1120 is a TD9 count breakdown area out there. So that's what the daily time frame is communicating to us. As we speak right now, price is trading above the top of its weekly profile. The top of its weekly profile is at 893. And the profile that I've got, I'm looking at the wrong, my apology. I take that back. I definitely take that back. I was looking at 2 different things out there. Give me a moment here just to make sure. No, everything was correct on the daily time frame. It's the weekly that I'm looking at. So the weekly is above the top of its weekly profile out there. I don't know if there was a bottom pattern. I'm going to assume there was an A to B equals CD to the downside. I'm not going to go ahead and try to draw that in right now, but just visually looking at it, Dan, your A point would be all the way up here at about that $30. B point down here at about 16. C point out here looks like the week that began October the 1st. So it looks to me like you have a completed by the D point pattern out there, price above the top of the weekly profile. This says to remain long. This says it's going to go shoot for that swing point on a weekly basis from February 11th. That's and that 1178 area, 1120 is the price target we took a look at on the daily time frame. When it comes to the monthly chart out here, price is below the bottom of its profile. So 1134 could be another area of resistance. So you've got 1134 You've got 1120 as price targets, and you've got that swing point from the week of February the 11th, and that would be in the 1178 area. So all looks really good to me as far as staying with this trade out there. So I hope that helps you out, and thanks so much for taking the time to write in. We had a request to take a look at LABU or D. Hold on a second here. This is also from a Dan. This is from a Dan F. LABU. So let me get that up on our screen. LABU is that a 1-to-1? No, that's a 3x for the daily S&P Biotech Bull. So the 1-to-1 on that, is it XBI, folks? XBI is the S&P? I believe XBI. I think that it is, but momentarily we'll find out. And yes, it is. Okay, perfect. Thanks. So here's what I would like to do, Dan. I mean, I'll come back and take a look at LABU, but the reality is we want to take a look at the 1-to-1. That's going to give you and I the better signals out there. So that is the XBI ETF. So we want to take a look at that. But first, I should open up his email and read it. It says, Steve, I'm in LABU, and my stop is at 822. What's a good strategy for raising the stop and protecting gains? So that's a different question. I'm going to answer that question. We'll come back and take a look at this. The first thing that I would do is I would understand what the average daily first I would look to see if there's a topping signal in place. So we have which charts up on our screen? We've got the white background charts. There's no topping signal that I see at all. I see an A to B equals C to the upside. I see a TD9 count breakdown level at 94.19. You're in bar number 3. This says remain long. Just simply says remain long. If I take a look at the weekly time frame chart out here, that, by the way, bottomed with the Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom signal back in May, and that was retested and just simply took off from there. You're above the top of the weekly profile. This suggests to us that price should go target the 97.19 area. On a monthly time frame, I don't have I take that back. You've got a buy the D point pattern. That was confirmed with last month's bull sash candle. This suggests that price should run up to 98.64. So what we've covered here first for Dan, not that he asked this, is that price in the case of the XBI looks like it wants to continue to move higher. In fact, looks like it wants to continue much, much higher. His specific question was, where should he place a trailing stop on that? And for that, I'm going to go back to the black background screens out here. And this is what I use, so that's easy for me to tell you what I would suggest to you. And that is this. I understand what the last 10 days average true range is. On this set of black background charts, that's the very bottom panel. And that's at $3.55. What I would do is I would take 355 and multiply it times a Fibonacci expansion level. That'd either be 1.272 or 1.618. Why would I do that? Well, if the last average 10 days movement is 355, it says, and your stop was less than $3.55, you could be right on the trade, but really wrong on the stop because it was just inside the average daily noise pattern over the last 10 days. So use a Fibonacci expansion. In really volatile markets out there, I use the 1.618, period. I think we're in a pretty volatile market as we speak right now, so I would be using the 1.618. So 355 times 1.618 is going to give you a figure. I don't know what it is, but for rounding purposes, I'm using $5 right now. So I would just simply, if we're at 84.05, if it closed here today, well, that's the XBI. Let's come over. Hold on, LABU. I've got to give you the LABU version. Sorry about that. So here, your average true range is 98 cents. So 98 cents times 1.618. I know it's less than $2. I'm just simply going to use $2. I would have my stop at $2 less today's close, whatever that is. And that's how I would continue to inch it up out there. I'd also say I'd want to make sure that my stop is below the prior candle's low out there. If you don't take out the prior candle's low, especially if you take out the high, that's a bullish message. It doesn't mean that price can't sell off or anything like that. Anything can happen in the markets. But you and I were just using logical, higher probability type of tools or ways to read the stock chart as to what the stock or the buyers and sellers are communicating to us. So that's what I would take a look at doing, Dan. But it looks like you've got a real winner chicken dinner, and I would stay long the XBI or the LABU. So thanks for taking the time to write in. Were there any other questions? I don't believe there are any other questions. If there is something in the Tiger's Den that you want me to take a look at, please retype that in for me, and we'll most certainly take a look at that. So what else do we want to take a look at? How about the commodity space out here? So, we're going to go to a break. So we're going to go to a break. I don't think we're going to take a look at the commodity space because when we come back, we have just about 2 minutes. So what I got to figure out here is what can I find that's going to be most helpful to you for the next couple of minutes. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Vista Gold owns and operates the largest undeveloped gold project in Australia, the Mount Todd Gold Project. Vista Gold just completed their feasibility study, resulting in a 7 million ounce gold reserve. Vista Gold has all major permits approved and has retained CIBC capital market assistance in evaluating alternatives and in completing an accretive transaction. Vista Gold trades on the NYSE American and TSX under the ticker symbol VGZ. Vista Gold, executing a strategy to create shareholder value.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger Zen, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years, with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger Zen, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. The last question that we've got inside the Tiger's Den is from our Tiger No Spin out here. And the question is to take a look at a couple of the commodity ETFs. Obviously, we don't have the time for that. DBC or DBA. If we take a look at DBA out here. Now, this is coming from the Yahoo site, so you can get an updated quote by going to the actual holder of the ETF. But here, this is going to be pretty close. In order to trade this, what you really need to make sure you've got access to are the underlying holdings. Well, in the case of DBA, that's going to be your September future contract for coffee, September for corn, September for sugar, November for soybeans, October for both live cattle and for hogs out there. If you don't have access to those charts out there, I do not know how you navigate this ETF. You really want to understand what's going on inside there. If we take a look at what's going on inside of coffee here, it's consolidated with inside its daily profile. So if you're looking for a bottom, it's right at a trend line, but coffee might be moving down to 214.39. Coffee is the number one holding inside of DBA. So you want to make sure you understand what's going on with coffee. The second holding is corn. Now, corn is nice. Now, the corn contract is September. That's what I've got up on our screen here. This is attempting to form a buy the D point pattern out here. That represents about 7.5% out there. Sugar, if we take a look at what's going on with sugar here, sugar is back inside its daily profile out there, maybe running up to the 1882 level. Soybeans have confirmed or are in the process of confirming a buy the D point, and so they should run up to the 140, 150 level out there. But so I just, no spin. I see you want me to go through DBA. If I just simply went to the charts and we didn't go take a look at what's going on in the underlying instruments out here, I would be doing you an injustice. Stevie doesn't do things like that. So, folks, thanks so much for joining us here. Stay tuned. You've got 2 more great hours left. Your favorite polar bear, David White's up next. After that, Tom O'Brien. He'll take us on home. I'll be back with you tomorrow at 1 o'clock sharp. Have a fantastic, a terrific Thursday, folks. We'll see you again soon.